My name is Sidney Jump, Technical Rep for Berger.
My name is Dwayne Thompson, and I'm Berger's expert Trowel On applicator. When applying Trowel On, these are the tools that are required. These are your filler knives, which are used to apply your crack filler, your Berger crack filler, to cover the holes on your substrate. You also need your steel trowel, which is used to pick up your trowel on and to put it onto your steel float for application. Here is your steel float, which is the main application for your trowel on. This is the plastic float. This is used to smooth off your trowel on after application and also to give you a pattern. Your two brushes here are actually used for flashing water onto the surface to keep the surface open. Your painter's tape as well, which is used to keep a straight edge when you're applying your trowel on. Your drop cloth here is very important in order to collect all droppings of trowel on onto the floor. Also have a rag, which is also used to clean up your surface. The sea sponge is also used to wet up your surface to keep the surface of the trowel on open. This is your drill or trowel on mixer. This is used to pre-mix your trowel on before application. So there are 5 finishes that are available in trowel on. These are ultra fine, fine, medium, coarse, and ultra coarse. All of these 5 grades can be applied via a similar method. For our purposes today though, we'll be focusing on 3 of these grades. These are fine, medium, and coarse. Here we have the fine grade, and we also have the medium grade. For the coarse grade, I will be doing a demonstration of its application shortly. This is an example of a coarse grade trowel on. Originally you saw the fine and the medium. Now we're looking at a coarse trowel on finish. I am going to replicate this application on this wall. But before I do so, I have to mix my trowel on. Now, in order to mix my trowel on, I have what is called a handheld mixer or a drill. The purpose of this drill is to mix the trowel on so that the aggregates are evenly distributed throughout the paint, resulting in a better effect on the finish. It is important that you start your application from the top. Once you're applying trowel on, inevitably you will have some amount of drop-ins. Now, if you had already completed the bottom, now starting from the top would cause those drop-ins to fall onto the completed application already, which would basically be messing up your job. So it's very important that you go from top to bottom. I tend to apply and recommend that we apply upward, because if you apply downward, the product is more likely to fall off. Once you turn down your trowel, it is very likely that you'll get more spilling of the product on the ground. It's best to turn it up this way. Also, when you're applying your trowel on, you should always set your float at an angle and not flat. Setting it flat will basically scrape off the product. But you should always set it probably an angle of probably about 20-25 degrees, and then you carry it across like that. So we have applied the trowel on with the steel float, and now we're at the final stage or the final phase, which is to float the trowel on, which is to even it out, as well as get a pattern from the trowel on. Here we go. Now, whenever you're floating off, it's important that your plastic float does not get too much product on it. All right? When that happens, it creates a drag in the surface, and so the pattern is more difficult to ascertain. All right? So from time to time, what we do is use our brush to actually wash off the surface of the float. When you're applying your Trowel On and you feel like your float is dragging, it could mean one of two things. Your float probably has on too much product on it, or it also means that the substrate is probably too thick. When that happens, you would have to use your steel float and just gently scrape off probably a small section. That's what's happening right here. So you just basically scrape it a little bit just to remove any excess product, and then we continue floating. So it's always important to step back and look at the finish to see where you're at, because when you're close up, you might not be able to see the faults that are taking place in the film. So step back, look at it, and make corrections as is necessary. Trowel On is a very durable, long-lasting, and most of all, it provides a very beautiful finish.
Let this video guide you when next you apply Berger Trowel On.